Hi guys, I hope you're doing perfect. In today's class, we will discuss what an English sentence is, and we will also see what individual components make up an English sentence. So let's begin. In order to understand an English language sentence, you need to understand this hierarchy. This is a very simple hierarchy. Once you understand the underlying concepts, it will become very easy for you to understand this hierarchy and all the individual terms used in it. So let's see what a sentence is made up of. A sentence is either a clause, a single clause, or a group of clauses. And a clause is a group of elements. And every individual element is a phrase. And every phrase is either a single word or a group of words. And each word is a part of speech. So now it has become clear that a sentence is made up of clauses. Clauses are made up of elements. Each element has a single phrase, and each phrase has either one word or a group of words, and every individual word is a part of speech. So let's see what elements we have in a sentence. We have 5 elements in a sentence: subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbial. Keep in mind that subject and verb are 2 essential elements of a clause or a single clause sentence. If either of them is missing, it will not be considered a clause. Rather, it will be considered a phrase. So how many types of phrases do we have? We have 5 types of phrases: a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adjective phrase, an adverb phrase, and a prepositional phrase. As is clear from this narration, a subject is a noun phrase. A verb is a verb phrase. An object is a noun phrase. A complement is either a noun phrase or an adjective phrase, and an adverbial can either be a noun phrase or an adverb phrase or a prepositional phrase. So what is a noun phrase? A noun phrase is either a noun or a pronoun, and it may have determiners or adjectives as modifiers with it. A verb phrase is either the main verb, which we refer to as the finite verb, and it may also have auxiliaries and modals along with it. Auxiliaries are helping verbs such as the conjugated forms of the verb to be, like is, am, are, etc. And modals are mood verbs such as can, could, should, etc. Keep in mind that when the main verb is accompanied by auxiliaries and or modals, it is referred to as a verb string. A verb string is also considered a verb phrase and can serve as the verb element in a sentence. Now let's see what an object is. Object is also a noun phrase. Simple as, just like a subject, object is also a noun phrase. However, keep in mind that subject and object are entirely different sentence elements. We will see how each of these elements are different, but let's first see what an adjective phrase is. An adjective phrase has an adjective, and we also have modifiers. Same is the case for an adverb phrase. It has an adverb, and may also have other words modifying the adverb. And a prepositional phrase will have a preposition and also other words that make up the prepositional phrase. And keep in mind, now this is a very important point, that an adverbial, whether an adverb phrase or a noun phrase or a prepositional phrase, will always and always indicate time, place, and manner. You can see that this noun phrase is overlapping a number of elements, at least 4 of these. It can be a subject element, it can be an object element, it can be a complement, it can also be an adverbial. So what's the difference? How do we know if a noun phrase is the subject or the object or the complement or the adverbial? If a noun phrase is representing the subject of the verb, that is, the noun phrase is performing the action, then it is the subject of the verb. If it is the state of being which the verb is representing, then it is also the subject. You will get to understand this once you see the examples. However, if a noun phrase represents a noun on which an action is being performed, then it will be the object element of the sentence. Similarly, if a noun phrase is either renaming or describing the subject element of a sentence, then it will be considered as the subject complement of that sentence. This is technically called a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective. If it is renaming, it is called a predicate noun or a predicate nominative, and if it is describing, it is called the predicate adjective. Both can serve as the subject complements. However, we have another category here. If a noun phrase is renaming or describing the object of a sentence, the object element of a sentence, then it will be referred to as the object complement. So we have two types of complements. We have a subject complement and an object complement. Now let's see, we also have a noun phrase here, and we also said that a noun phrase can serve as an adverbial in a sentence. If a noun phrase is indicating time, place or manner, only in that case it will be classified as an adverbial. I hope this makes the distinction between different elements clear. Now let us see a few more examples to enhance the understanding of these concepts. Our first example is a single clause sentence. It is I am David. I is the subject. It is the first element. Am is the conjugated form of the verb to be for the first person singular. I. This is the verb element in this sentence, the second element. And David is the third element, which we have classified as the subject complement. Now we will see why we have classified I as the subject, am as the verb, and David as the subject complement. I is the subject because it is the subject of the linking verb am. Am is a linking verb, which means it is representing a state of being. It is representing I. I am something. So what am I? I am David. David is my name. David is technically renaming the subject I. So if a noun phrase, since David is a name, it's a noun phrase. Since David is renaming the subject I, it will be classified as the subject complement. Now let's move on to the next example. The next example is similar to the previous one with just one difference. We have the subject I, and we all know why I is the subject. Should is a modal verb. Look after is the finite or the main verb in this sentence. Should look after is a combination of a modal and a main verb, and this entire combination we know is referred to as the verb string. This entire verb phrase is serving as the verb element of this sentence. Myself is a reflexive pronoun which is technically renaming the subject I. Therefore, this will be classified as the subject complement. I should look after myself. Three elements in this clause. It's a single clause sentence. Let's look at a few more examples to further enhance our understanding. Look at the first one. I am a driver. Subject, verb, a is an indefinite article modifying the noun driver. A driver. Our driver is technically renaming the subject I, so this is subject, verb, subject complement sentence. I am tall. Tall is an adjective, therefore it's an adjective phrase here, and tall is describing the subject I. Any noun phrase that describes the subject is called the predicate adjective, and it serves as the subject complement in that sentence. Therefore this is subject, verb, subject complement sentence. I read books. Books is a noun phrase. Read is the action which is being performed on the books. The books are being read. Therefore, it will be classified as the object of this sentence. I read books, subject, verb, object sentence. I saw something in the park. I is the subject, saw is the verb, something is the object because this is the thing that has been seen on which the action saw has been performed. So this is this object. In the park, in is the preposition, in the park is a prepositional phrase. And a prepositional phrase we all know is the adverbial element of a sentence. Subject, verb, object, adverbial sentence. I drive fast. Fast is an adverb, therefore it's an adverb phrase. Fast is describing the noun, it is describing the verb drive. We all know that an adverb phrase is classified as the adverbial element of a sentence. This is subject, verb, adverbial sentence. I walk every Saturday. I is the subject, walk is the verb. Every Saturday is a noun phrase which is indicating time. Any noun phrase that indicates time, place or manner will be classified as an adverbial. You already know that. Therefore, this sentence again is subject, verb, adverbial sentence. Now all of these are single clause sentences. In our last slide, we will see a multi-clause sentence. We will analyze it for its individual elements, and I hope this example is going to give you a thorough understanding of how a sentence is made up of individual elements. Now look at this example. I want to go to the market yesterday, but I did not go because I was not feeling well. I wanted to go to the market yesterday is the first clause, but is a coordinating conjunction. Keep in mind, a coordinating conjunction joins two independent clauses. The clause 1 is the first independent clause, clause 2 is the second independent clause, and this independent clause has two subclauses. The first one is an independent clause, the second one is a dependent clause in it. These two clauses are joined by a subordinating conjunction, as you can see here. Keep in mind that a subordinating conjunction is used for joining an independent clause with a dependent clause. Technically, this is a separate sentence and this is a separate sentence. Now, these two sentences have been joined by this coordinating conjunction. So, there are multiple clauses. Clause 1, clause 2, and in clause 2 we have an independent clause and a dependent clause. Now, let's analyze clause 1. I is the subject. Wanted is the verb element of the sentence. To go is an infinitive phrase. You will see in the verb section, you can get detailed guidance on infinitives in the verb section, but for this example you should know that here this infinitive phrase is functioning as an adverb phrase because it is modifying the verb wanted. So to go is an adverb phrase here. To the market is a prepositional phrase. Yesterday is a noun phrase indicating time. So technically this is the subject, this is the verb element. This is an adverb phrase, therefore it's an adverbial. This is a prepositional phrase, therefore it is an adverbial. And yesterday is a noun phrase, but since it is indicating time, this too will be classified as the adverbial part of this sentence. We have three adverbials here, a subject and a verb. Subject, verb, adverbial, second adverbial, third adverbial. Then comes a coordinating conjunction. Then we have the first clause, the subclause. I is the subject, did not go. Did is the auxiliary here. Not is indicating that it's a negative statement. Go is the verb. This is the verb string serving as the verb element of this clause. So this is subject and verb element. Then comes a subordinating conjunction. Then we have the subject for clause 2.2, that is the second subclause of clause 2. Then comes was not feeling, a negative statement again. Not because of the negative statement. Was is the auxiliary verb and feeling is the main verb. Was not feeling is a verb string serving as the verb element of this sentence. And then we have well. Well is an adverb. It is modifying the verb feeling, and we all know that an adverb phrase is classified as the adverbial. So this is subject, verb, conjunction, subject, verb, adverbial. This is how the individual elements of this sentence will be analyzed and classified. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video lecture, you can like and subscribe to this channel because this helps the Proofread Easy English learning platform in preparing more videos like this. You can also visit us at www.proofreadeasy.com. Thank you once again for watching.